I think where I've had the most problems is in logic games, which is kind of surprising because I've got an engineering background. I do pretty well on them. But I hit the actual test and I see a different one than I'm used to. And I guess I have a lot of trouble. Two in particular that have given me trouble. I'm not sure how much we can talk about this one because there was the beer game, the beer and breweries game on the November test. And before that, there was one with, I think it was ambassadors going to India, Ghana, and France.
Right.
That just kind of hit me out of the blue and kind of threw me off.
So let's talk a little bit about how you could prepare for those kinds of weird curveball games. Have you ever focused on curveball games or unique games or rare games in particular?
I'm working through the early games tests, like test 1 through I'm on about 8 now. So I've been doing a little bit of that just because a lot of those are oddballs.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to focus on those so that you're used to being placed in uncomfortable situations where you have to adapt. Obviously, ordering games, grouping games, you're ready for those, but it's the ones that don't neatly fit in a pre-prescribed category that tend to give students trouble. And so LSAC keeps coming up with more and more of those, and they don't necessarily have a lot in common with each other, except for the fact that they are unique. So I think you're doing exactly the right thing. I would just keep working forward through those and then look at different ways to solve them.
And I've looked at about, like the test that I have on paper, and I have some of the other ones that are not, but the tests I have on paper are about 40 through 80. And I consider very few of those to be surprising games. I guess they were all when they first got there, but I consider very few of those to be games that are out of the ordinary. But I don't believe that I happened to hit 2 tests where I hit unusual games, so maybe I just got used to them or something.
Yeah, but also they always seem easier in hindsight. The older they are, the more regular they appear. The one that you take on test day, it often seems the most difficult just because it's the real thing. And a lot of the most recent ones, people haven't really had time to absorb them yet, in a sense. You'll go on message boards and you'll see people complain and be up in arms about this particular game or that particular game. But 5 years from now, that will seem normal to everybody. But I've been around and I can tell you that even back in test 57, which was in 2009, the dinosaurs game, test 57 game 3, people were up in arms about that one. That was considered a curveball at the time. Now I don't think people would look at it quite the same way. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.